You've been low key. I'm not going to accuse you of being a Mandela Barnes stan. For
Yes.
those of you who aren't
Yes.
losers like us and actually hang out with attractive women, Mandela Barnes is lieutenant governor of Wisconsin, now running for Senate against Ron Johnson. Um, we've actually been a very not pro Mandela Barnes
Mhm.
podcast. We've said a lot of mean
Yeah.
things about Mandela Barnes. This is an argument that requires answering at some point. So would you like to
Yeah.
be a Mandela Barnes guy here?
Yeah. Two factors on Mandela Barnes. So one, um, he's in a statewide office. It's I don't think it's really the same. I don't know if Wisconsin directly elects a lieutenant governor, or if it's
I'm going to Google
it,
it. Keep going.
yeah. But either way, even if he was part of the ticket with Evers, he's been elected to statewide office. He holds statewide office. That's one thing. I don't think that he is any more extreme than people who have been elected in Wisconsin before.
By the way, it is a popular election, so he did win a
Okay,
statewide race.
so he won a statewide race.
Yeah, gold
Tammy
star.
Baldwin. If you can elect Tammy Baldwin in Wisconsin, I think you can elect Mandela Barnes in Wisconsin. And he's a engaging guy. I think that he is young. I think that in this environment where people are saying that, there's so many older politicians, I think that that's going to subconsciously or consciously appeal to some people. And then I'll put one more thing out there that obviously Johnson has won before too. I don't know if there's any two more disparate senators from a state than Baldwin and Johnson. I don't know how sustainable that is. And Johnson's gotten kookier. He's said a lot more, kind of just kind of
He does the
things.
grumpy old man act
Yeah,
24/7.
yeah, and I think that they kind of he's got kind of put there as an afterthought before. And here's my other thing with Barnes, and this is why I am going pretty big on Barnes winning Wisconsin right now, at least for the time being. Who is the kookiest statewide elected person in any position in the kind of upper Great Lakes Midwest?
Who's the governor of Illinois?
Pritzker. But
Yeah.
my point is this: you don't really elect right wing kooks from the upper or Great Lakes Midwest. And I think as Johnson has gotten kookier, he would really break that mold. Wisconsin has not, Illinois has not, Indiana even has not, Michigan has not, Pennsylvania has not, Ohio even has really, I can't think of a kooky statewide elected official. I think that they're maybe their attorney general is a little bit out of there, but if I got him right, but that's not the mold of those states. And I think that that's really kind of my guiding light here, is that that's not the kind of person who wins election in that region anymore, and really hasn't in the past. I don't think that Ron Johnson 2022 would have got elected in 2016 or 2010.
So, but this is the magic of talking about elections is that everything's obvious when it's over, but in the present, it's not clear to me at all, because so for example, we were not a pro Mandela Barnes podcast because me in particular thinks of this as being like a very anti-incumbent cycle. And I like, cancel me for saying it, but I thought that it actually played against Mandela Barnes that he was black, because there are just so many people in this country who are just so, oh, it's woke, it's PC, it's that like it's such a lightning rod thing that whether they'll tell you or not that especially in a state like Wisconsin, that might well be a disadvantage that he faces. And then on the other hand, a kooky guy like Ron Johnson. I mean, Ron Johnson isn't a nut. He's not a lunatic. I think there's probably a lot of people who say, oh, like, I wish I had the balls to, talk that way and say that kooky thing and be a dick the way Ron Johnson is. So when the election's over, one of these takes will sound perfect, because, one of them will happen. And I'm not really sold on which one's true, but I do, favor Johnson in this matchup.